My husband died holding my hand, but thinking of her. I know, because he whispered a name in those final seconds, not mine. The hospice room smelled like bleached sheets and that fake lavender they spray to cover death. His fingers were cold, already leaving. But his lips moved. "Sarah," he said, soft, like a prayer. "My name is Margaret. We met in 1967, outside a diner in Portland where the rain never stopped and the coffee tasted like burnt dreams. He had paint under his fingernails, blue and ochre, because he restored old boats for a living. I was 23, working double shifts as a switchboard operator, my fingers cramping from plugging cables into holes all day. He asked if I wanted cream with my coffee. I said yes, even though I hated cream. That's how it started. The wedding was small, my mother's lace tablecloth as the altar cloth, his brother's Polaroid camera clicking in the corner. We danced to Sinatra in our living room for years after that, his hand always on the small of my back, guiding me in circles on the wooden floor we'd refinished together. I can still hear the creak of that third board from the window. Every Sunday morning, I'd wake up to the smell of his terrible pancakes, always burnt on one side, raw in the middle, and I'd eat every bite because he smiled when I did. We had no children, not by choice. The universe just decided we weren't meant for that. So we poured everything into each other, built a life from morning routines and inside jokes. He'd leave sticky notes on the bathroom mirror. "You're still the prettiest operator on the line." I'd hide his reading glasses just to watch him search. Small cruelties that felt like love. It wasn't mine. I found it in 1985, clinging to his flannel shirt, the blue one with the torn pocket. A scent like jasmine and something sharper, maybe bergamot. The kind of smell that costs more than what we spent on groceries. I held that shirt to my nose in the laundry room, the fluorescent light buzzing above me like angry wasps, and I told myself it was from the hardware store. Maybe a customer hugged him. Maybe it was nothing. I washed that shirt 3 times. The smell stayed. They started appearing like holes in fabric. We'd be eating dinner, meatloaf and those frozen peas he claimed to hate but always finished. And he'd stare past me, not at the wall, through it, his fork hovering midair. When I'd ask what's wrong, he'd blink slow like coming back from somewhere far. "Nothing, Maggie, just tired." But his eyes looked hungry, empty and hungry at the same time. Those silences grew, spread. Soon we could go entire evenings with just the sound of the television murmuring and our breathing. His breathing always sounded guilty now. 32 years married, he gave me a bracelet. Silver, delicate, with a small charm that looked like a boat anchor. Beautiful. Except I hate silver. Always have. He knew that. I wore gold, only gold. Had told him 100 times that silver made my wrist turn green. I put that bracelet on anyway, watched my skin react. The green crept in over days like proof of something rotting beneath. When I asked him why he chose silver, he looked confused, genuinely confused, like he'd bought it for someone else and forgot to switch it. Maybe he did. But the worst was still to come. Not the woman. The letters, tucked inside his tackle box in the garage, the one place he knew I'd never look because I hated the smell of old bait and rust. I wasn't snooping. I was looking for a screwdriver to fix the kitchen drawer that kept sticking. The same drawer where we kept the mismatched forks and the coupons I'd never use. The box opened with a metallic click. Inside, beneath the fishing lures with their tiny hooks gleaming like teeth, there was a stack of envelopes tied with butcher's twine. The paper was expensive, cream-colored, heavy, the kind you buy at those boutique stores downtown where everything smells like sandalwood and costs too much. My hands didn't shake at first. That came later. The handwriting on the envelopes was looping, feminine, each one addressed to J, his middle initial, not his first name, like she was keeping him secret even in ink. No return address, just postmarks from Seattle, dozens of them, dating back to 1983, 10 years. 10 years of letters I didn't know existed. The garage felt smaller suddenly, the air thick. That single bulb hanging from the ceiling swayed slightly, making shadows crawl across the concrete floor like living things. I could hear the neighbor's dog barking 3 houses down, the sound of a lawnmower, life continuing while mine was splitting open. I opened the first letter. My fingers left sweat marks on the paper. Jay, I keep thinking about July, the way you looked at me across the marina, how you said my name like it was the only word you'd ever learned. The words blurred, not from tears, from rage, pure, white-hot rage that made my vision pulse. I read faster, skipping through phrases that cut like glass. Your wife doesn't understand you the way I do. When can we meet again? I'm wearing the bracelet you bought me. The bracelet, the silver one that turned my wrist green. He'd bought 2, one for her, one for me, and he'd mixed them up. I sat down on the garage floor. The concrete was cold through my dress. I could feel tiny pieces of gravel digging into my thighs, the smell of motor oil and dried leaves. That tackle box still open beside me like a mouthful of secrets. I don't know how long I sat there. Long enough for my legs to go numb. Long enough for the automatic garage light to click off, leaving me in darkness. My mind did what minds do when they're breaking. It split in 2. One half screamed, "Leave, pack a bag, walk out, let him come home to an empty house and feel what abandonment tastes like." The other half whispered, "You're 58 years old. Where will you go? Your sister lives in Florida with her new husband. Your mother is dead. You have $3,000 in savings and a part-time job at the library that pays minimum wage. You haven't been alone in 35 years. Do you even remember how? Pride versus terror." That's what it came down to. I thought about my grandmother. She'd left my grandfather after finding lipstick on his collar in 1952. Took nothing but her sewing machine and her dignity. Lived in a boarding house for the rest of her life, dying alone in a room that smelled like mothballs and regret. Everyone called her brave. I called her stupid, throwing away security for pride. But I also thought about my friend Helen. She'd stayed with her cheating husband for the kids. Watched him come home smelling like other women for 20 years. She developed an ulcer, started drinking cooking sherry at noon. One day I visited and she couldn't remember the last time she'd laughed. Her face had forgotten how. I didn't want to be either of them. But I was going to be one. I made my choice in that dark garage, surrounded by fishing hooks and lies. I would stay, but I would make him pay for it. Not through confrontation. I was too tired for screaming matches and broken dishes. No. I would stay and slowly, methodically, freeze him out. Build a wall of politeness so thick he'd suffocate behind it. I would cook his meals and wash his clothes and sleep in the same bed. But I would remove every piece of warmth, every smile, every touch that wasn't absolutely necessary. I would turn our marriage into a tomb, and we'd both live in it. The pathetic part? I told myself it was punishment for him. But really, I was just too scared to start over. Too proud to admit I'd wasted decades on a man who kept another woman's letters in his tackle box. So I disguised my cowardice as revenge. I put the letters back, tied them with the same twine, placed them exactly where I found them, beneath the lures, closed the box with that same metallic click. and I never spoke about them. Not once, not in 37 years. I walked back into the house, made dinner, meatloaf again. When he came home, I kissed his cheek like always. He tasted like sawdust and guilt. "How was your day?" I asked. "Fine," he said. "Yours?" "Fine." That was the last real conversation we ever had. Everything after was just noise, maintenance, two people playing house while the foundation rotted. I spent the next 3 decades perfecting my coldness, turning away when he reached for me at night, serving his coffee without meeting his eyes, answering his questions with one word: yes, no, maybe, fine. I became a ghost in my own marriage, and I watched him wilt under it, watched the light leave his eyes year by year. Sometimes late at night I'd hear him crying in the bathroom, soft, ashamed, and I'd feel nothing. Or worse, I'd feel satisfied. The worst part? I never found out if he kept seeing her, never asked, never looked in that tackle box again, because knowing would have meant I'd have to do something. And I'd already made my choice. We grew old together, separately. 2 strangers sharing a mortgage and a last name. And then he got sick. I'm 81 now, standing in this same bathroom where I used to hear him cry. The mirror shows me everything I've become, a map of choices written in wrinkles and liver spots. My hands are the worst, knuckles swollen with arthritis, the same hands that held those letters, the same hands that held his in that hospice room while he whispered someone else's name. I keep his wedding ring in a dish by the sink, gold, not silver. I wear mine still. The metal has worn thin after 60 years. Sometimes I twist it and pretend it means something. The house is quiet, not peaceful quiet, empty quiet, the kind that presses against your eardrums until you hear your own heartbeat. I eat dinner at 4:30 p.m. now because there's no one to wait for. Soup from a can, crackers that go stale before I finish the box. I watch game shows and forget the questions as soon as they're asked. Last month I found that tackle box in the garage. Still there after all these years, I opened it. The letters were gone. He must have thrown them away at some point. Or maybe she came and got them when he knew he was dying. I'll never know. But you want to know the cruelest part? I can't remember what his voice sounded like when he loved me. Before the silence, I can remember his death voice, that raspy whisper saying, "Sarah." I can remember his guilty voice, his tired voice, his voice asking if I wanted more coffee. But I can't remember how he sounded when he called me Maggie on our wedding day. The punishment I gave him? I gave it to myself too. I spent 37 years making him feel alone, and now I am alone, truly alone. No children to call, no husband to resent. My sister died 3 years ago. My friends from the library stopped visiting because I was too bitter, too cold. I trained myself so well to feel nothing that now I can't feel anything, not even regret the right way. Sometimes I try to cry about it, force myself. Nothing comes. I used up all my tears being angry, spent them like currency on revenge that bought me nothing but this empty house and this empty life. I could have left, could have started over at 58, been alone but free, found a small apartment, maybe taken an art class, learned to laugh again before my face forgot how. Or I could have stayed and fought, demanded the truth, made him choose, rebuilt something real, or ended it clean. Instead, I chose the coward's path. I stayed and made us both miserable, called it justice when it was just fear wearing a judge's robe. The doctors say I have maybe 5 years left. My heart, weak, ironic. I spent decades hardening it, and now it's killing me. So this is my warning to you. not advice. Warnings come from people who already crashed. If you find those letters, whatever form they take in your life, make a real choice. Leave or forgive, fight or flee. But don't do what I did. Don't stay and punish them by punishing yourself. Don't waste decades proving a point to someone who's already dead. Because here's what no one tells you. The person you hurt most with your silence is you. The coldness you give away doesn't disappear. It comes back, settles in your bones, becomes who you are. I turned myself into stone to hurt him. And now I'm just stone, cold and alone and waiting to crack. My husband died holding my hand, but thinking of her. And I died 37 years earlier in a garage, holding letters I should have burned or forgiven. The only difference is I'm still breathing.